1,500 artists and more than 3 lakh people all jammed up on a road on a Sunday. This was Chitrasante 2026. The first Sunday of every year, the KumaraKrupa road opens up to an artist's market. Hundreds and hundreds of artists occupy both the sides of the street, and the street is closed for traffic, and it's called Chitrasante. This was the 23rd edition of Chitrasante, which happened yesterday, 4th of January. Artists from across the country come and exhibit here. Artists with varied degrees of skill level. So you have students displaying their art, you have seasoned artists displaying their art, and then you have also some hobbyists who come and put up their stalls. The art exhibits are open for public from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. And this year I was at the venue by 8:35 and it was already crowded. I have been going to Chitrasante for many, many years now. I think my love for art comes from here. I remember my very first original art was a tiny watercolor painting that I just couldn't get my mind off, and walked all the way back to buy it, and it was still there. And when I asked the artist how much, he said 50 rupees. That is my first memory of Chitrasante. Last year I was there for about an hour and it got too stuffy and too crowded for me to handle. So this time I went early and realized that it was really well organized, and I spent almost 4.5 hours browsing through the artwork, and also decided to shoot this video to share it with all of you. There was art for every budget, there was art for every subject. There were a lot of cute art, and most importantly, the ones that I love is what I've shot. I loved these intricate watercolors with a lot of the paper showing and the subject being in one part of the canvas. It makes it so much more beautiful and gives it this whole minimalistic yet sophisticated look. Some of the artwork was beyond beautiful. You could just stand there and stare at them endlessly. I think art is a very personal thing. When I tell people to go and look for their art, people generally don't know what to pick. And I tell them, just browse through all the art that you have, and something that catches your eye, stop and figure why you liked it in the first place, and then decide based on that. In art markets like this, where there are thousands of stalls, my strategy is to just keep browsing, and if there's something that catches my eye, I go close to that stall and take a look and see what I like. This year I went with an intention of not buying anything, and I think I came back with more pieces of art than I have ever been before. I will show you my haul at the end of the video. Until then, I will let you enjoy the visuals. There was a variety of interpretation of traditional Indian art. There were also some traditional artists like Andhra leather puppetry, Chitra guys, Bengal Chitra, which is also called the Kali Ghat painting, and a lot of artists who are not from the traditional artists family but have tried traditional painting. This red and white painting is called Kavi art, which is very much prevalent in Goa and some southern parts of Karnataka. I was drawn to a lot of South Indian women depicted in paintings with wearing saris and flowers in their hair. You will see when you see my hall. Shooting this video wasn't really an easy task with thousands of people in your way. KumaraKrupa Road has actually a golf course on one side and some very high-end buildings on the other. There's Chitrakala Parishad, Hotel Ashok, and this Chief Minister's residence. So it's beautifully lined with trees, and to have art against this natural backdrop of trees and greenery was really beautiful. Here, the artist used her own face as reference and painted these visuals. Very realistic and very rustic. artists had claimed almost every square inch of the side of the road. Small thelas were filled with art. The bus stands were filled with art. Any space that you could see, there was art. In fact, there were announcements that some artists were using electrical wires to pin their art to, and they were warned against doing that and causing accidents. It was a wonderful, wonderful Sunday, all in all. Visiting these markets is a great way to familiarize with different kind of art, different kind of medium, what's available, what is amateurish, what is good art. It's when you see a lot of art that you learn a lot and understand mediums and finishes. Paintings and artistic objects for me in the context of home decor are something that provides visual delight. I prefer to pick things that I love seeing every day. Something that is beautiful, inspiring, colorful, that brings joy. I am not a fan of satirical art where there's a certain social element that is highlighted or has objects or things that suggest that it's not a happy place. Things like scissors and uh, blades or sad faces or depressed looking people or person in the visual is not something that um, I enjoy or I like putting in my home. I believe that the art that you put in your home is something that you will see every day, and it has to evoke the emotions that you would like to have in your home. And I don't see a point of evoking anything else other than positive emotions with the art that's hanging on the walls of your home. Something that was extremely heartwarming for me this time at the Chitrasante was that I met several people whom I did not recognize, who stopped me and said that they love my work and they love what I do. And it just blew my mind. My content and social media is something that I started for myself, a way of archiving what I love, um, a way of documenting my thoughts and my work and my wins and my failures, and the fact that people enjoy um, reading, seeing, and are inspired by that is something that I'm truly grateful for. Something that I particularly enjoyed in this Chitrasante is the still life with Indian bartan in it, with brass and copper things, with bharnis and vessels which are very contextually Indian. And as an art enthusiast, I think the best thing to do is if you are ever planning to go to a Chitrasante, please go alone. Um, there is no way two art enthusiasts are going to enjoy the market together at a pace. You'll never finish the stores. So either it has to be a person who does not know art but will just hang around with you and wait while you stop at stores, or you go alone. Chitrasante this year was really well managed. Most entry exits were sealed off and restricted for vehicles. Last year we had a lot of vehicles coming in and causing a lot of chaos uh, in between. So this time they actively blocked every single entrance to this road and ensured that pedestrians had a good experience. So in spite of so many people being there, it did not feel like it was too overcrowded. It was an extremely pleasant experience this time. Like I said before, Chitrasante happens on the first Sunday of every year, and the next one is going to be in 2027. The date will be announced by Karnataka Chitrakala Parishad probably sometime in December or even November is when they start calling registrations. So you can follow Karnataka Chitrakala Parishad on their Instagram handle. You should be able to do a quick search and get their handle. And a lot of people plan ahead of time and visit from neighboring states to come and experience this market. So if you are not in Bangalore, not in Karnataka, and would still like to come and take a look at how this entire festival takes place, then yes, mark your calendars and plan to be in Bangalore for the next Chitrasante. It is said that nothing haunts you more than the art that you did not buy. And it happened to be last year. I was looking at this very tiny still life, a dark and moody still life, which had some pear and a bowl and things like that. And I don't know why I didn't buy it. And that painting was on my mind for so many days after Chitrasante. So here is my haul from this year. This is everything that I got. 3 watercolor paintings, mostly students' work. Like I said, I'm very drawn to this South Indian theme this year. So I got a Nariyal Pani lady, these ladies chatting up on the staircase of a temple, and these lovely ladies is, I think, acrylic on canvas. These 3 are my favorite of the lot, which I will keep. Probably the others I will gift. This elephant is also students' work. This one is from a seasoned artist in Bangalore. Shilpa Kalburgi is the name of the artist, and the theme is leather puppetry from Andhra. This is another student artwork. I loved the faces in it. Not so much the frame, but I have some plans for it, and I got a tiny leather puppetry lamp. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will see you in the next one.